Hey guys, it's Tah. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. So, sorry if I'm sounding all got a little situation going on. Not sure what it is. But anyway, today we're going to talk about a couple of books that I read from the notebook. And all of these books are either recommendations that I found on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, mainly TikTok. Because they hit you with some of those quotes out of the book and it just draws you in. So the first one is Lilac by B.B. Reed. And this one is a Rockstar, reverse harem, enemies to lovers. So there's a whole lot going on there. We have Braxton, who she's in a band and they play like smaller gigs or whatever, but she kind of wants to make it bigger. Well, there's this band called Bound, and Bound's lead guitarist has recently died. And the remaining members are Lauren, Houston, and Jericho. They don't want a replacement, but their label told them they had to have a replacement to finish out the world tour. And they also have like a bickering problem right now. Like they're great on stage, but they can't stand one another privately. So Braxton is put on the task to become the new guitarist, as well as to kind of like hold things together. And it's a bumpy ride because, like I said, they don't want a new guitarist. But we slowly start to see her bond form with each one for different reasons. And it's a little slow. Definitely check your trigger warnings because there are some things that some people might not be comfortable with. So definitely check that. But all in all, I thought it was a great book. The writing, it kept pace. Not much more I could say about it. I would probably give it like a good 4. And the spice is kind of up there as well. So if you like some spicy stuff, this has some spice for you. All right, so the next one, it's right now there's currently 4 out, but there might be more later on. And this is the Single Girl Rules. Ivy Smoke is the author, and the first 4 books are they're all called Single Girl Rules, and it's hashtag BFF, hashtag Banana Party, hashtag Three-Headed Monster, and hashtag Goddess Contest. And basically, the book is about Chastity and Ash. And there's another girl. She's a Russian. I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but she is a party in herself. What happens is Chastity she's kind of like high profile or whatever. Like her dad, she goes off to college or whatever. Her dad sent bodyguards with her. And I think she had the bodyguards prior to going to college. Anyway, she wound up running off, and she wound up in a library with some guy, and a book was bumped, and something fell out. And when she looked at it, she could tell it was like a list of things, and she wanted to know like what exactly it was. And she found a student who was a exchange student. She was Russian, and got her to look at the list, and she kind of started to tell her kind of what it was. Come to find out, it was Single Girl Rules. So, like I said, she translated it, and Chastity basically made this her Bible. Like, she went by all of these rules, made sure, like, her and her friends did everything on the list. And the point of the rules is, while you have them, obviously, you follow them. But when it's time for you to shack up, get married, whatever the case may be, you have to put them back for the next single girls to find. So, it's kind of like a flashback thing. Currently, Chastity is about to get married, and she is freaking out because, oh my god, I didn't put the rules back. So they go and put the rules back. But while we're there putting them back, we get a lot of flashbacks. Each book is its own flashback, and like I said, the first one's called BFF. So basically, she figures out who her BFF is, which is Chastity, and they live by those rules. And then these books are hilarious. Like the Banana Party book, oh my god, I laughed so much. each one has their own rule that you're going to hear about. And I'm thinking she might be writing a book per rule. And these books are less than 200 pages. I think one of them's like 180. And there's one that's like barely 105. So they're very quick reads. They are hilarious. Her bodyguards' names are Ghost and Teddy Bear. So it's even funnier when she's talking to her bodyguards. But definitely worth a read. It's got some hot, spicy stuff in it. And there are mentions of characters from Ivy Smoke's other books. So I don't feel that it would spoil anything. But if you haven't read some of her other stuff, like the Hunted series, you do get introduced to those characters when they're in college and stuff. So maybe if you wanted to read that first before you dive into these, just in case. But I don't recall there being any secrets revealed from these 4 books that would have affected that series. But I could be wrong. I'm not 100%, but I don't think it did. So the last 2 books, it's a duet, and the first one's called Before the Lie, and the second one is called Truth Revealed. So this is about Vi. She's a senior in high school. Graduation's coming up very quickly, and she works out at this place, Rock On. It's a rock climbing place, and she's very passionate about it. She's very into the sport. And she's there so often that they get her to teach like new people the basics. She's pretty much family there. And they had these 2 men walk in, and they were both military. They were Army. And it was kind of like a day off. Some way to just kind of cut loose without, like they're still getting work out in. So she goes to them and, explains how to do all this. Because obviously they kind of know already because, hello, they're in the Army. But she has to do it because of the rules of the place. And one of the guys, Corbin, he's the higher up out of the 2 Army men that are there. She hits it off with him. And they're soulmates. Absolutely. It's like the love of her life. They're going to spend their life together. Like that's in the synopsis. I'm not really giving that away. Everything is hunky-dory, so you get to read about their journey of when they meet up until the lie. Because like I said, it's called Before the Lie. So this book covers everything up to the lie. Because he always said, like, don't lie to me. And of course, there was a lie. So while he was deployed, that ruined what they had going for them. It ruined the marriage. And then Truth Revealed. We learn in this book why. And try to see like where the relationship maybe could go, however many years down the road. There are times when I was reading it that I was just like so angry because the way like the lie came up, and he should have known, but he didn't. So I enjoyed it. Vi and Corbin, they really clicked. Definitely soulmates. The author did a great job. I don't know if I said her name, Katie Robichaux. She did a great job writing these 2 characters out and just showing the love that they have for one another. Phenomenal. So yeah, absolutely recommend that duet. But I also know that some of the other characters in the book, in the books, have like another book for like their story. So I'm interested to read those as well. That way you kind of get insight on those other people that are mentioned in the book. Because they kind of play like a vital piece. Like you really don't know their backstory other than like the little snippets she gives you. So I definitely want to dive in further on their backstories. So yeah, absolutely enjoyed all of these books. Highly recommend all of them. But like I said, check your trigger warnings. Make sure all the books that I've named, like check the trigger warnings for them. Some of them are a little intense. Make sure like it's not something that's going to offend you or anything before you start reading. That way you can have the best reading experience of your life. So, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys!